Okay, I've got a list here, if that's okay with you guys, and I'm going to say their name, and perhaps you've heard of them. I'll say their character. Have you heard of a Private Spunkmeyer? Daniel Cash is here.
At least he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be here.
Daniel, you want to come out and join us?
In dress rehearsal, they came out. See, it was yeah.
Well, while he makes his way to the stage, who else do you have?
Well, I could go on to my next name. I've got a friend back there, played a character named Private Drake. And Mr. Mark Ralston is here today. Mark, you know,
are you sure they're here?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, there's a big candy dish right there by.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. All right, we'll start again, you guys.
There we are.
There they are. Have a seat, gentlemen. I've got more friends already.
Who else do you have?
Well, I've got a, have you guys ever heard of a Cynthia Dietrich? Cynthia Scott is here.
You know, I like this next name, so I'm going to steal it from you. Played a character named Frost. How about Rico Ross?
And we've got Private Vasquez in the house, Jeanette Goldstein.
I had hoped that Gorman would be here. William Hope.
Does anybody remember Private Hudson? Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Paxton.
You know, I'm mad about him, but I'm even more mad about Burke. How about Paul Reiser?
You guys remember Newt, of course, Rebecca Newt Jordan. Carrie Hann is here.
Now, he was a character named Hicks, but he's my new best friend, Michael Bean.
And if you're ready...
So is that it?
No, I think we've got one more.
Who else?
Does anybody remember Ellen Ripley? You know what's great? I actually got to interview her for her movie Chappie that just came out about a year ago. So I haven't seen her since then, but it's going to be great to see her. Welcome her to Houston, Texas, Sigourney Weaver!
Strange it is to be standing backstage and see all of these people, and suddenly you fear for your life that something's going to get on your face. But you know you're going to be in good hands if, well, some of them are there. It's a good thing. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Welcome.
Delighted.
I want to ask, and we always ask this. Sigourney, it's good to see you again, by the way. See, I really do have a TV job. We talked during Chappie. She's like, you're doing this? I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. So see, it's me again. Anyway, she's like, who are you? No. Anyway, good to see you. I always ask our guests when they come to Houston, Texas here at Comicpalooza, how is your Houston, Texas experience going? What do you think of our fair city?
Hot.
I'm sorry about that.
I want to jump in and anybody that wants to take this graphic, there is an entire audience out here that is thrilled to see all of you together because they have such a fondness for this movie. How do you guys reflect back on that film? If I can start with Sigourney.
Well, it is so wonderful to see everyone. It's a really good group, so thank you for giving us yet another excuse to get together. I always wish Jonesy were here because even though, he is, frankly, in the second one, but no one ever thinks to bring him. He's very upset, but anyway. I want to just thank everyone for coming because, you know, you guys are so warm and polite and welcoming. Everyone says thanks for coming to Houston. It is really our pleasure to be here and you make us feel so welcome. But looking back, I don't know, I think the movie, I'm so proud to be part of a movie that plays so well even today. I got to see it on Alien Day at Town Hall in New York City, and I hadn't seen it for a long time, and to see it with a huge audience that knows all the dialogue, and honestly, it was just a great, great roller coaster ride and a thrill, and it's great to be back with all these guys and this grown woman here. I keep trying to pick her up and run with her, and she won't let me.
Carrie, what was it like growing up with it?
During the movie or like?
Growing up having this legacy with you, how often do people pull you back to Newt?
Well, to be honest with you, like once the movie came out, I like really had no concept of how big Aliens was until about 7 or 8 years ago. And so now it's kind of cool. And it's fun to go and see stars, but it's a very surreal experience because I'm a teacher, you know, and I just, like this, it's just...
All the teachers in the house.
But like people don't understand this part of my life, so it's kind of nice because my husband and children get to be a small part of it and see a little bit of me that it's hard for everyday people that I hang out with to really understand. So.
I don't know if I should call you by your first names or your last names. I feel so weird saying like Bill or Paul, but I will. I'm going to say Paul. It's weird to say that to them. For you, the experience of doing Aliens in your body of work, where does it fall for you?
It's a phenomenal body. Let's just take a moment because you brushed right past it, but it's a substantial body. It was, you know, it's very, very rare that you read a script that you know is going to be good. And I remember reading this script, and not only did you think it was going to be a hit, but it was actually exhilarating to read. I remember like every 12 pages, I'd have to, whew, this is getting a little intense. I had to walk around the living room. So it's rare, you know, to be included in something that you know is going to be good. And I remember just thinking, if I just don't screw up my little part, this is going to work. So that was my goal. I had a very low bar for myself. Don't screw up the part that you're in.
Yeah.
How did you feel about playing the villain?
Well, again, you say villain.
You are the villain, you know.
I suppose from your point of view, sure. But I know those back at the office were very pleased with my performance. It depends, you know, what side of history you're on.
Michael, I'm going to pull it back here because I missed you going that direction. And real quick, can you watch the film and just enjoy it as a film, or as you watch it, do all the memories of making it stay there with you?
Well, you know, I actually had not seen the film for a long time. By the way, there are two great, well, one's Terminator, but yeah, there's a great documentary on the making of Aliens on YouTube. It's like a 5-part series where all of us are, you know, and it shows the, you know,
I think half the panel is unaware of this documentary that you're talking about. You should all check it out.
I guess they don't watch YouTube as much as I do. But what was the question?
I don't know, but you're going to find out when I ask the same thing of Bill Paxton right
Ernie,
now.
hold on a second. You were saying?
I think he was dreaming about it.
Thinking about some documentaries.
What happened was I watched. I was flipping through the channels and looking for something to watch probably about 6 months ago, and it is the part where that shell is being opened and they find you at the very beginning of the movie, and and thing falls in, and I started watching it, and I just ended up watching the whole thing. And the movie is so special. It's so special. We all, I think, everybody that worked on the movie felt like it had a chance to be really good. I don't think anybody expected to be 35 years later sitting here talking about it. But when I watched the movie and I kind of like was analyzing it, I get so many children, I mean, that are 8 and 10 years old, and 12 years old, that, you know, parents look and watch the movies. And little girls come up to me and they're this tall. They're like, I love you, Hicks, I love you. It's like 3 generations down, you know, and I'll say to kids, what's your favorite movie? Captain America? No, Aliens. Aliens is my favorite movie, you know. And so it's one of the things that I realized when I watched the movie that I really hadn't thought about before was why people like the character of Hicks so much, and it goes back to James Cameron. And if you watch Hicks in the movie, he's always smiling, you know? And he's usually smiling and he, you know, is impressed, and he is surprised, I think, and just a little bit, a little crushy kind of deals going on there, you know. And I think that the thing was so cool about the characters that I was able to kind of give it up to you, and everything was like that made Hicks cool was the fact that I respected you, and that I knew that you knew what was going on, and nobody else did, and I wasn't going to act like I was. And so it's not the shooting, and it's not like great scenes with aliens were coming out and we were shooting and but it's not. He's not a tough guy, you know. It was that little relationship, and by the way. That was written into the script by Jim Cameron. There was no, and I don't get a chance to play that leading man character very often. And so I was very pleased that kind of, I always call it a like story, you know? And I was very pleased with the like story and realized that as I watched the movie, why people like him so much, especially women.
Bill, let me ask you real quick, why do you think the movie holds up?
Too much barbecue. Does anybody have a Tums? And I just want to say one thing to Paul Reiser. Maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal! I still can't believe I'm even in the movie. I was scared the whole time I was making it. Not just as the character. Thank God Sigourney kind of held my hand. I remember one time we're shooting the scene where I think I do say that to you, and Michael's at the table and Carrie and Sigourney, and I have to say something about 17 days. Well, you guys know the line. And Sigourney could see I was struggling, and she reached down and just put her hand on my hand and kind of looked at me like, it's okay. Thank you, Sigourney.
Dave, I'm throwing it over to your side of the table. Looks like my eyes are going back.
Actually, you know, I got a question I want to ask. I want to go down the line. Do you guys remember your auditions? I want to talk about your auditions for this